goal of this podcast is to help you break in and thrive in advertising. And we do that every week by sharing the stories and advice of those rocking it on the other side. And I found this week's guest as D&AD, Design and Art Directors Award Show, released their top creative rankings, and Gaëtan du Peloux was number 5 on that list, so I had to reach out. We're diving into a story that's nothing short of extraordinary, a narrative that epitomizes creativity, resilience, and brilliance in the advertising space. We're talking about none other than Gaëtan, the Paris-born creative powerhouse who has reshaped the contours of modern advertising. From his early days as a budding copywriter at CLM BBDO in 2004 to his current role steering creative direction at Marcel, a Publicis-owned agency, Gaëtan's career trajectory is a masterclass in evolution and one of the most heart-to-heart interviews we've had on this podcast. He doesn't hold back. So prepare to embark on a journey of relentless pursuit of advertising excellence. You'll hear about Gaëtan's transformative experiences, navigating the industry dynamics, not just as a creative, but as a visionary who started from the ranks and now leads the parade. We dive deep into craft, exploring the inception, execution, and the behind the scenes of award-winning campaigns for behemoths like Pepsi, Orange, which is their like AT&T over in Paris. It's a communications company, Total, and more. Gaëtan's repertoire boasting over 100 awards, including the prestigious Cannes Lion, D&AD Pencils. They serve as a testament to creativity's boundless potential. But it's not all about accolades. Gaëtan opens up about the industry's intricate fabric. We discuss the beauty and the bruises, the highs and the sobering realities creatives face behind the glittering curtain of big advertising. And he opens up about his family, reflects on balancing life and beyond the billboards that he creates and other great executions. The father of 3, navigating the delicate art of work-life harmony, imparts wisdom that resonates far beyond the confines of advertising. And before we jump in, I know you're on the edge of your seat here, a quick reminder to stay tuned until the very end. Gaëtan has generously offered invaluable resources and insights exclusively for you. And hey, you're going to want to connect with him, and we'll tell you how. You can check out the secret resources on our Instagram at Breaking and Entering Pod, all one word. All right, are we ready? This is the Breaking and Entering Advertising Podcast, and as usual, I'm your accomplice, Gino Schellenberger. Kick it, Mikey. All right, Gaëtan du Peloux, welcome to the Breaking and Entering Advertising Podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. Hello, Gino, and hello, everybody.
Yeah.
From Paris.
Thanks so much for coming on. I am so excited. Your energy, talking before, doing some research, and the amazing work that you've done. It's going to make for a great episode that everybody listening is going to learn something, whether it's aspiring advertisers or people that have been in the industry for 30 plus years. You have knowledge that they need to hear. Are you ready to dish it out and talk?
Yeah, I'm ready, and I already apologize for my horrible French accent.
Oh, it's
Uh,
awesome.
but
And I've
but
got a horrible
let's do it.
Chicago accent. All right. So you are the CCO and CEO at Marcel in Paris. Is that correct?
Correct.
Gotcha. And in Paris, so like I've said, we haven't had a lot of international guests here. So can you start off by giving us a little background about who you are and what inspired you to pursue a career in advertising?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Gaëtan du Peloux, born and raised in Paris. I'm 43 years old now. I'm the older brother of 7 children. So I like messy place
Oh, wow.
and I like creativity.
You're the
um,
oldest?
I'm the oldest. Yeah,
Of
exactly.
7?
Of 7. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness. And where'd you grow up?
Same dad, same brother. Same mom.
Mhm.
In Paris, really center of Paris, born and raised. It's my city. It's the place where I belong, and I just love that city. So
And
yeah.
what do your parents do? What do they do for a living?
My dad was a banker. He was the boss of National French Bank. So a lot of work. I haven't seen a lot of my dad when when I was kid. So my mom did the contrary. She took care
You didn't
of
wanna
the
go into
servant.
banking? You didn't wanna go into banking and be an investment banker of some sort?
No, that's the way I built myself. You know, my family is more banker, lawyer. I'm coming from a very old French family, almost 1,000 year. Uh, so my way to build Gaëtan been
Brand.
to be creative and not to be a banker or a lawyer. And I'm really happy about that. So first advice, don't do the same than your parents. Do what you like because you will spend more time at your job than at home. So that's the first very important thing I should say. Choose a job you like.
Yes, yes, and hopefully everybody listening, knowing this podcast, they know they like advertising, creativity, marketing, and we'll get into your how you broke into this, right? Because that's the name of this episode of this podcast, Breaking and
Yeah.
Entering. So I want to hear that story in a little bit, but we need to provide some more context of what you do today. And I want to hear about your role at Marcel. You've taken on significant roles. I mean, we talked before this, you're a CEO and cre- chief creative officer at Marcel. Could you tell us about the roles, responsibilities, what you do at the agency?
So my first job and my first mission is chief creative officer. So if I need to resume that, uh, it's taking care of the quality of the product that come out of Marcel.
Mhm.
So Marcel is a creative hot shop. We are a creative agency. We're creativity driven, and I think all our clients are coming to have to get the value of creativity. So that's my first job. CCO is just being in charge that
Got to make sure it's
product.
good work. Got to
Yeah,
make
it's
sure it's
good
good
work.
work. And you've
Yeah,
had a background, and we'll get into this as well, but you have a background in copywriting and you have a creative
yeah.
partner, or you had a creative partner for the most of your career. Who is that?
Of course, I'm with the same partner who's trying to enter the office right now. Now, Yuri, come.
Come say hello.
So yeah, exactly. Just say hello to the US.
Hey,
Yeah.
how are you?
Hi,
So this
Yuri.
is
Nice to meet you.
my creative partner. You can hear his voice. His name is Youri Guerassimov, and we are working together for 20 years now. So
Long-term partnership.
exactly,
Yuri, what's the best part of working with Gaetan?
It's Gaëtan.
And
thank you, Youri.
what
Gaëtan
gets on
himself.
your nerves? What's your biggest pet peeve?
No, actually, what I love with Gaëtan is what we always disagree and always agree in the same time. So it's a perfect collaboration because we are really different. So it's really two different ways of seeing things and seeing work. But at the end, when we cross our two mindsets and our two way to see life and projects, we have the best solution because it's the two parts of I mean, it's two different opposite way of thinking.
Did that develop over time? Like, was it instant chemistry when you first met each other that you knew that you were going to be great partners, or was it rough in the beginning and you had to build this partnership over time? Tell me more about that, both of you, while you're both on.
It was immediate.
Sure. It was immediate, yeah. I think we have really a fit since the first day and
Mhm.
we enjoyed how we started to work together. We learned together. It was a long process now. I mean, 20 years, but it
You
seems
never
that
thought about
good.
jumping ship to somebody new?
No,
Couple
no,
times?
never, never.
Never, never.
It's
Love it.
not. I don't know. We are both married, not together, but we're married together
Yep.
for almost 20 years together too. So we are very, I don't know, long term
You have
people.
to, right? And, like, that helps so much when you have that creative chemistry and you learn from each other. You bring out the best in each other. That's so, so important. So I appreciate you stopping by. Uh, maybe we'll have a separate episode with you.
Okay, my
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you so much.
For
Okay,
sure.
thank you. All
So
right,
yeah,
that
you
was
are
great.
in the kitchen, and I love those moments.
Yep. And you're in the office right now.
Yes, right now I'm the office. It's 3 p.m. almost in Paris right
Good.
now. So
Gotcha. So tell me more about Marcel. It's known for its unique approach to advertising. How would you describe the essence of Marcel's identity and philosophy in the advertising space? Some of the clients that you work for. Give us the rundown here in the United States that might not be as familiar with this Publicis-owned agency.
okay, first you should know that advertisers are very bad for themselves.
Isn't
But
it
I will
true?
try. I
It's
will
so
try
tough.
to do it.
It is so tough. Like sometimes our own agency brand struggles when we're so focused on so many other brands. I get you.
It's of course, when you're creative, you're much more comfortable behind the camera
I know.
than in front of the camera.
I-
That's the job. But yeah, no, Marcel is the name of the founder of Publicis. To
Mhm.
him, we are 200 people
Okay, wow.
at the agency. So it's a medium-sized agency in France.
All based
Um,
in Paris? Or
all
they
bas- but my dream is to open an office uh, in the
where?
US and in different continents because Marcel is really about a culture. It's very different than the other brand. Our logo, for example, is
I
the
saw that
lion.
article. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw you interviewed the person that made that logo.
exactly. But this is a good symbol because Publicis is a lion, a kind of proud lion, a holding company. We're the lion of Judée, the lion of the Rasta. So if you go to Marcel, you will have always disruption, uh, fun, and creativity at the art because we are all driven by creativity. We love that. Our job is our passion in a way, and even account people, planners, all the
Mhm.
people from different departments are all have chosen this agency because it's a creative agency and we are really one team
Yeah.
and yeah and I think it's because we genuinely we truly love what we do that
All the
we do
time?
it
Even
in
at
a good way.
even at midnight when you're working late hours on a
Every
final piece, on a pitch, you still love it all the time?
I still love it all the time because when I started advertising like 20 years ago, that was a kind of model. You should work days and nights to be good. That was not a choice. Now we are absolutely not pushing people to work at night. This is
Interesting.
not our philosophy. Our philosophy is to say, guys, girls, you're here at work. Okay, so how can I help you the most?
Yeah.
How can I be really nice to you by helping you achieving the best of you, the best work you can?
While you're
This is
here, while you're there, and then, like, while we're together, instead of working late on your own at night, you're trying to capitalize on the opportunity that people have when you're there, right? And I think that's super
exactly.
important. But are you saying that now because you're at the top? I'm sure you worked your butt off all throughout extra because you love this. Do you think that is there an expectation that junior creatives, when they first get into this, that they do need to work extra? I kind of adopt that philosophy Because I want to be ahead and I do love this. But what are your thoughts about the expectation for younger talent today?
I think advertising is very special in one thing is that when we start, uh, it's not very high income,
No.
okay, uh, but it's full of opportunity.
Mhm.
So it's choose the life you want. You know, it's on in your hand in a way. So I will never shout on someone that that don't, I don't know, proactively propose some ideas or uh, work a lot. It's his choice, no
Right.
problem, you know. But of course, I will try to give the hope and and
Inspire.
and inspire people just to give their best because it's damn good to do a good campaign and at the end you're proud, it makes some real change,
And yeah,
you know.
it grows the business as well. And you can potentially get a promotion and you can get noticed. You seem like the chief creative officer that will look anywhere for the best idea. It's not from a select high up team. Whoever has the best idea, I'm sure you're the chief creative officer that looks everywhere for the best idea.
That's totally my philosophy. At Marcel, for example, I have a rule: everybody can access every brief.
That
Okay,
is
so
so important. I love that.
yeah, it's important because you need to be, I don't know, equal. It's that
Hmm.
that should be rewarded. So in lots of, let's say, I would call it old school agency.
Yeah, just the
You
top.
know, they are the senior. They are
Yeah,
the,
just the
the
senior groups get the
the
best
AC
briefs.
exactly. They get the get best briefs, etc. But where is the hope for the junior? You know,
Sometimes
and
the
and
juniors will get that inspiration and actually come up with something because they're hungrier and they want to grow and they will come up with the best idea. So I love that you kind of open it up to everybody.
exactly. I don't know if you have, uh, I don't know, the next Simon Biles and she's just 18 years old in the agency. You should you should give her some chances. You know,
Hmm.
exactly as the senior, and it's very good for both.
Yes.
It's what I'm learning because senior creative at the end, senior creative almost, let's say, win the pitch uh, um, at the end.
Hmm.
So that proves that they're still good. They are, in a way, credible and
Hmm.
relevant in their seat as senior. And for the junior, that that gives them, I don't know, they're hungry then. They say, okay, well, they're damn good. I didn't realize. Okay, so the bar is there. I
Hmm.
should come up and beat them
I love
next time.
this. I think that's how I think that's what people need to be looking for in where they work at their first job or their second job early in their career. They want to find a flat agency that operates in this model because then you can work hard and get rewarded for it and grow and get past that lower level income stage of the career, which we all kind of start off low. But then if you get these shots on goal and you get noticed, you can easily excel up. So I love that you do that. And I know that you guys have had at Marcel 2023, 2022, remarkable years for for you all. A lot of recognition from D&AD, multiple award-winning entries. Can you highlight one or two projects that are particularly meaningful to you that you guys have done recently?
Yeah, for sure. My pleasure because this is what is the most important to me. It's the work.
The
uh,
work, the work, the work.
so exactly, that was BBDO motto. That's the best one to me on all the advertising agencies. The work, the work, the work.
Mhm.
So to talk about the work,
You love that. This
let,
is what you live for. Let's hear it.
exactly. Let's go. Let's go. No, the good one last year was a campaign for Back Market. So Back Market is a refurbish tech company,
Gotcha.
and
Reused.
the campaign was called Hack Market. And what we did is that we have hacked Apple Store during Earth Day in Berlin, Paris, and London, exactly at the same time. And we used airdrop. So we have used their own tech, the tech of your competitor, in a way, the device of your competitor, the store of your competitor, to advertise that you are a good alternative to new. So that was for us very fun to do. I think that was smart from an
So
advertising point of
walk me
view.
through this. So I'm a consumer, and on Earth Day, correct? I would go in. Let's say I was looking to buy a brand new Apple iPhone. I go into the Apple store, and what happens to me on this day? What did you guys do? I'm the consumer on a normal day, thinking of a new iPhone. What happens? What's my experience?
It's very simple. You are at the Apple store, so you take the device
Mhm.
to look at it,
Looking
to
at it,
try
yeah.
it, and then you have an airdrop notification. So you accept, and then you discover a message that say, uh, I don't know, we sent plenty of them, but one
Mhm.
was, for example, hey, security guard is not looking. There's a cheaper and a greener alternative to what you are holding in your hand. You know,
Cheaper and
and
greener. So sustainability and financial savings going
exactly
with what was the company
nine
called again?
percent less pollution with refurbished. So that was the main message. But what was fun is that then they had a link, to the back market website, and they had the same device they have in their hand.
Right.
That's 45% cheaper and 97% less polluting. So that was
How
just
many how many
simple.
people do you think got that airdrop?
We know that was about 5,000. So
Wow.
what was important? It was in three different cities in Europe at the same time during one day.
Right.
So approximately it's 5,000. But
Mm.
what was more important is the PR.
Right. The earned
The PR.
impressions.
Exactly. Exactly.
And how many do you know how many earned impressions you guys secured from that?
I don't really remember, but the view, the video has been watched 20 million views.
Nice.
Uh, so that was quite good.
And
And yeah,
you know, I want to ask, I'm always interested in the case study. So I want to pull that up. I want to watch that in my own time. So if you have that case study video, maybe you can send it and I can share it out to people because that's what you submit to the award shows, like the recap. I think that's where the magic happens in advertising that not a lot of entry level people realize. Like you have this great idea, you did it. Now let's say you didn't capture it and didn't tell that story with a case study video. Nobody would know about it. Or like the 5,000 people would know about it, but then, it would stop there. So I'm really interested how you told that story with the case study. So we'll have to get our hands on that.
yeah, you are very good, Gino, because this is a very, very, very important point, and nobody is really talking about that. But doing those case study, uh, I've worked for maybe 5 or 6 years uh, working on how to make a good case, because this is key for advertiser. It's key because when you have done the campaign, you should find the good storytelling to make it shine
Right.
for your company, for your clients, for your creatives,
Hmm.
for everybody. It's your best advertising in a way. So
Yes. It's super important. And there are people that dedicate most of their time at agencies that work on case studies. I'm sure your job is to oversee a lot of these case studies too. And what these are, for people listening, I think this is a really great conversation. At the end of a campaign, an activation, an ad, that the people in the agency like yourself deem it worthy for creative award shows or they want to tell that story. What is it? 1 to 2 minutes usually a video at the most?
yeah, the maximum is 2 minutes and 14 seconds and 22 frames. So you can't upload the file. If it's more than
Oh yes. So I submit a lot of our Cannes Lias, D&ADs,
exactly
Clios.
one
So the big
show,
the big five, the one
the
show,
big file.
the big five, the work creative rankings.
Exactly.
I love that we get into this. I think it's
Oh
important
yeah.
that people know there are careers, right? Like editors, so people that like actually build these case studies. My idea between you and I and everybody listening is opening up an agency that just focuses on case study production.
Yeah, a lot of people. You're not the only one
Okay.
to say that. But if
Do you do it
if
in-house
you
or do
want,
you?
no, I do in house, but
Okay.
with specific people.
Right.
You can't imagine the I don't know the level uh, I
Takes
am
time.
expecting from those people. Each case we send is the 79, and it's never less than version 79. I'm actually
Okay.
working on a case of our latest project. I have to finish it on Friday.
Okay,
So
good luck.
yeah, and it's on our last campaign. It's
Tell
for
us about it.
Orange. Yeah, it's for Orange. So it has been an amazing, popular success, and to us that means a lot. It's the most um, viral French campaign ever.
It's
The
amazing.
results are, you can't imagine. We were totally lost at the agency, to be honest, because there were so much, yeah, so much that it's very difficult to count, and to get everything.
You
So
have to
we have even
calculate. It's hard to calculate the earned impressions. You need to have
exactly.
like there are clipping services from media where you get if any journalist talked about it or broadcast journalist talked about it on TV, and then using like a muckrack precision, you can calculate all the earned impressions, and even those are not very accurate too. So it is
Yeah.
very hard, but you can get a good sense of did it earn 1 billion impressions? That's a great standard, and perhaps even more. And tell us about who the client was and what you guys made for that client.
Yes, Orange. So Orange is the first telecom company in France, and they are official sponsor of the national football team.
So
Okay,
it's
so
telecommunications company, that's your
exactly.
client, and they're
It's like
sponsoring football.
AT&T, it's
Yep.
like AT&T, and that is sponsor of American football team.
Yep.
That's a big client in France,
Yep.
and they are uh, sponsor both men and women,
And
and
women.
women, and France. Nobody knows, but we had a big problem because there were even not no broadcaster on TV for the World Cup. Uh, 2 months before the World Cup. Okay, so almost nobody don't give a shit about women football, and because it's just cliche, most of people think that it's women playing football, so it's less spectacular, it's less technique, it's less interesting. I will, I won't watch. Okay,
Mhm.
but
That was the
what
problem
what
going
we
on in the world.
exactly,
Low
but what
viewers,
we've
lack of
discovered
caring.
is that those people who say that have never watched football
So how do you get them
played
to
by women.
So how do you get the consumer who's a fan of the French male football team, the Blue, correct?
Exactly, les bleus.
Which is a great team. How do you get those hardcore or even just traditional consumers to even entertain the idea of watching female soccer, female football?
So what we did is that um, we wanted to create the most popular video possible. Okay, we wanted that this video this video should be watched by millions of people. That
So
was our goal.
you
Okay,
wanted
so
viral.
exactly. So we have watched the compilation of goals, etc., that are great success. That
Mhm.
all the kids are,
Yeah,
sending.
highlight reels, compilations of the best
Exactly.
2023's best goals in order, ranked.
It's exactly that. So we have studied that, and then we spent. I remember 200 hours watching only football, women's football of the French team. We made highlights. Okay, that was super great. At the end, we were like, "Whoa, that's damn good!" And then we watched 200 hours of the men's team. We select shots that are shot with the same angle of camera,
Yeah.
and then we have done VFX with AI, etc. And we have transformed all the ladies into the big star of the French national men team, and we have launched these highlights, and it has been a fantastic success. And at the end, when people discover that, oh damn, that was not Kylian Mbappe or Griezmann. Oh, but that was the women team. They were like just
It
so happy to have been fooled in a way.
I love it. I loved it. And when I watched it, I think that whoever posted it on LinkedIn did a really great job, or maybe it was you. Um, Teasing out watch till the end was really helpful for me. For myself, and I can't speak on the majority of the human population. The human population loves football, soccer so much. It's like the number one sport, right? One of the top sports. So for myself, not the biggest fan. When I read "Watch Till the End," I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch till the end now. What's the surprise? What's the change up? So I'm watching these amazing highlight reels of what I thought at the time were these famous male stars, Mbappe, like you said. Then when it switched over, it blew my mind. Somebody that's not the biggest fan of football, of European football, totally caught my attention, and I thought that was wonderful. And even it was written in French, I understood everything that was happening. Like from a native English speaker, I got that what you guys were trying to do was showcase the women's team and that they are just as good, if not better at sometimes with their highlights. And I thought that was brilliant. It actually kind of reminded me of a Nike campaign. I wasn't sure what I was watching. I wasn't familiar with Orange, so I thought this was maybe like an Adidas or Nike or a sports team. So I thought that was really, really great. How did you connect it back to Orange then? And like, what's the goal for Orange to showcase that they are a proud sponsor? Can you help me understand that connect there?
Yeah, exactly. Because they sponsor the
Mhm.
same amounts women
For
and same amounts men.
Mhm.
So that's the CEO of Orange is a woman. So that's something very important to them, and I don't know, it's one of the biggest company in France. So to me, companies have duties and responsibilities in a way. So we as consumer, we accept that companies make money, okay, but
Yeah,
as a consumer, I want that a company do good things for social,
yeah,
for everybody, you know.
absolutely.
So that's why to me it's very important that company of that size do things like that.
What Grand Prix Black Pencil category do you think this could win?
It has never win uh, anything for the moment because I have entered it
No,
anywhere.
I know. What are you planning on
But
entering it?
I don't know. I think it's first a good film to me
Yeah,
because the emotion is there. You feel
yeah.
something, and it's impactful, and I think
That's
it's
a
good
really tough
use.
category too.
Yeah,
So
the craft I think is really interesting because it's all about craft in a way. If the craft is not good, the idea is broke down. So I think that could be something that where it could be interesting. And in terms of category, of course, Glass Lion is the glass category. That is a category that is specific for gender equality. I think is a very good one because that was clearly the goal of this campaign is to just add a little brick on the fight for gender equality. So
Yeah.
of course, I think that's the two natural categories, and of course PR because the results have been
Right. The earned impressions.
mind blowing. But at the beginning that was not done for PR. That was
Of
just
course. Well, every
done.
good idea, I'm a PR professional, so every good
Mm.
idea should earn attention. So, I mean,
Oh
you,
yeah.
if I was working for you guys, you would make my job a lot easier, right? It's so much easier as a PR professional when you have sound creative that earns itself rather than having to force it. It that that's the bread and butter. So whoever your PR person is, comms director, marketing director, they're in heaven right now. So you're making their life a lot easier. So
Thank you.
all right. And I think so people need to, I think what's so important here, and I want to kind of wrap this up here and start to transition to the advice. What have we learned so far? I think we've really uncovered in this episode the importance of creativity, the work, and where you find the ideas for good idea, where you find the insight for good ideas can come from anywhere within the agency. You've developed a culture that's flat, that people should want to work for, where they can get noticed and get promoted and create amazing stuff. But also, we talked about like case studies in the award process in a way. We mentioned Cannes, which people should know about. We mentioned D&AD, which people should know about. These are the big creative award shows that boost agency reputation, grow new business, grow people's individual professional lives. It's what got you probably to where you're at today, some award-winning work and business results as well. So what other advice, I guess, looking back in your career, and you're talking to your young self, what advice would you give yourself when just starting off in this industry?
Um, I don't know. Be true to you. Uh, um, because nobody is the same. Nobody. And you are you and express what you are in a way.
Did
Because
you ever have a
you're
boss? Did you have a boss or somebody, a mentor that really helped you understand that?
yes, yes. It was a woman called Andamopu. She's a she's a genius. A genius.
Where's she working now?
She is retired
Mm,
now. She has retired without noticing to anybody. But she's a
good.
fantastic creative, fantastic. She's a woman with 100 lions and 30
Can
years ago,
can line.
30 can line 50, 30 years ago, it was super difficult to have just three because there were few categories.
Yeah.
Now there are plenty of categories. So it's mathematics. You win more lion now than you could win before,
Right. So
and
at that time, having 100, maybe even more than 100 was very difficult. And it's still very difficult to get one. Let's not
yes,
underestimate to get 50. To get one could make somebody's career. It could change your life completely to get one or two. Like that's the
totally.
ultimate goal. Super Bowl ad, a can lion, a black pencil. These are top stuff. To have 50 is incredible. Like that's unheard of. So
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I'm, I say 50 because I don't really it count. I think what is important is to still have to wake up in the morning and to say, "Damn, I'm lucky." I'm doing a job I like, okay, and I don't know. I should be, yeah, happy and communicate this happiness
Mhm.
And that's the first thing. But the other advice to advertiser is I think, to me, what is important is to never forget that the campaign you are doing for your clients are your own advertising. Okay.
Right.
And I think we forget that too often. But I take just a little example. Okay. So you have a tough client, it's difficult, and at the end, the campaign, you don't really like it. It's shit. Okay. And so it's on TV, it's on print, okay, posters. And then some clients quite like that. Okay. So they will call you and say, oh, I want to work with the advertising agency who did that.
Right.
But this is something you don't like. So I don't know, doing some work that you are not comfortable with is not a good thing, because it will let you in a bad direction.
Right.
In
It will
right.
compound, right? It's an extension of who you are. So if you keep putting out mediocre work, mediocre clients will want to work with your mediocre effort. So treat every campaign as a Cannes winning entry, perhaps, right? Now, this is not easy. You are at a phenomenal agency. I'm sure there were times earlier in your career when you didn't have the best briefs and the clients were tough and they just wanted to sell something just to get it out there, to communicate a new product or whatever it might be. I guess it's easier said than done is what I'm trying to get at. But having that
Yes,
mentality and knowing that, being aware of that first and foremost is super important for people.
but just keep it in your head, because
Yeah.
of course you can't make great advertising each time, for sure. But keep that in your head. Never give up.
Awareness. Yeah.
Exactly. Never give up, because the more you will do some work you like, the more work like this people will
It'll
ask you.
attract. It'll attract. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
So that's that. Yeah,
And you'll get hired at better agencies. Like you'll see somebody maybe that a campaign that you're jealous of, and you might find out who made it, and you might want to hire them as a CCO, right? And that can,
of course,
that's how
of course.
people get, yeah.
I have the chance to be juror in lots of advertising
So
festivals.
you're in the rooms, yeah.
Yeah, so I spend 4 days watching all the work, and when some work hits my minds, and then of course I dig to
You're going to
know.
find out who made that.
Yeah, of course, and I often send just a gentle message to say, congrats, that's just
That's
great
cool.
work, and even if I don't have the money to hire those people, it's just
Yeah.
to say to
Down the
people
line.
who have done a good job, to say, congrats, you've done a good job.
And coming from you, that would make somebody's career, right? Like that could mean a lot to somebody. And then who knows down the line, maybe you'll work with them. So I think that all these are phenomenal lessons. And I know we can talk so much more. We didn't even talk about your first job. What was your first job? Just real quick, just want to know. Copywriter
My-
at an agency?
my first, I did a lot of radio spots and everything when I was a junior copywriter. But let's say that as a copywriter, the good campaign I did in the past was called Inglorious Fruits and Vegetables. Was a campaign for Intermarché, and it was against the food waste. And that was, let's say, one of the first campaign that was putting in the lights all the figured fruits.
How many years from
ones.
this campaign, how many years did it take you from when you first started advertising to get your big breakthrough? No shit, really.
Yeah. And my creative director, my mentor, was saying every year we were just shortlist in Cannes. It's so a shortlist is
That's so great.
already fantastic.
Yeah.
But we wanted a lion.
See, this is the mentality that people need to have in the US. We see it in Brazil. We see it in Paris. We see it in London, and we see it in some United States cities, but that's the hunger that will get you farther. So it took you 10 years. So patience
Exactly.
but your caliber was winning a lion, right? That's a higher caliber. So it's not like you still were probably creating great work. Maybe the case study wasn't fully developed. Maybe you just had a tough jury room. There's a lot of variables for Cannes D&AD.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally. And it's a human science, advertising. It's not
it is.
an exact science. So a juror can award one thing, and at the same time, another juror with other people will,
Right. You never know who's in the room.
Exactly. So that's always part of the jobs. And my last advice to young creatives: never be frustrated. Never. Frustration is our worst enemy, because our job is to work for the dustbin. We need to like the white page, and we need to know at the beginning that 99% of our ideas will be at the end at the dustbin. That's the normal process. So, of course, don't, it's something, frustration. No, okay, tomorrow is another day. Wake up the day after with a smile and say, okay, I'm going back on my white page and I will kick their ass.
I love it. I love it. How can people reach out to you if they have any other questions and they want to connect with you, Gaëtan?
Sorry?
How can people reach out to you?
I have only one social network. No Facebook, no
LinkedIn?
Instagram, no TikTok. I have just LinkedIn because it's professional. So
Yep.
So you can reach me, of course, on LinkedIn, but I don't have any other social networks.
I love it. Stay
If
focused.
not, if I have other, I will work all day long, all night long, and my kids will try to kill me. So I don't want to be like my dad. So I try to be at home sometimes.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Amazing episode, amazing advice, but that's all I have for you. And hopefully people can reach out. I'm happy to connect people, but Marcel in Paris is an agency that people should look out for. I'm sure there'll be more awards with your latest campaign that we talked about. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, Gino, and thank you for the question, because advertising, and so it's a pleasure to me to talk with someone who knows. Because, to be honest, I don't know in the US, but in France, let's say that journalists and people like this are not specialists of that. So thank you for the quality of the question. And I just want to say one last thing to the US. Watch Victor Wembanyama. It's the best present France has given to the USA
Since the Statue of Liberty.
decades. You will see a legend.
He's good.
It's going to be amazing. I haven't been excited by someone since Michael Jordan. It's him, and it will be now, in the US, in front of our eyes. That's exciting.
Well, thank you for that
Lucky you
gift. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. Thank you for that shout out. I appreciate you again.
Thank you, Gino. Bye, USA.
Bye-bye.